Hmm. What I meant to do? Come on. Why this shit want to be all that? Testing, testing.
The dopest motherfucker alive. Whoa, I gotta be the dopest motherfucker alive. Whoa, good God, I'm so great. When I walk, the whole earth shakes. I'm like,
You. What's good, peoples? What's good, peoples? Your boy Blunt here. Hold on 1 second. Just hold on 1 second. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. Um, we got two things to really talk about today. Um, I'm gonna get to it. Just give me 1 second. All right. Two things to talk about. One, shout out to everybody watching. Um, I wanna give a big applause to last week's show. I thought it was great. The back and forth, even though they were trying to cook me, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything of it. Uh, just so you know, I've already been threatened. Well, I feel like I've been threatened by supervision in transit, and I don't give a fuck. Honestly, this goes out to that person who sent me the little notice. I got your notice, and I'm gonna tell you this: I got everything from that article I read. So if you have a problem with it, go talk to the paper. I'm just giving you a perspective from people who were reading that article. I did watch Kemp's video, and I do believe he has some points that he said, but honestly, there were some things that he said also that I don't agree with. First of all, I thought Kemp, Kemp could call me at any point in time if he liked. I thought Kemp kind of rushed to make that video, and he did it while he was in his feelings. And I don't think when you're in a position of that he's in of power, I subscribe to the Spider-Man theory. With great responsibility, great power comes great responsibility. And I think that he kind of was in his feelings about certain things, and you shouldn't do that when you are in a position of power. And so, like I said, there were certain things I agree with him 100% on, but there were certain things that he said that I'm not on board with, and that's okay. That's fine. That's the country we live in, right? But for for that dispatcher to tell me, watch what I say. Fuck you. Fuck you personally. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't work for MTA. So you could keep that shit to yourself. If you don't like the show, that's fine. That's great. A lot of people don't like the show. I don't care. I don't do it for a lot of people. Right? So I'm gonna continue to do what I do regardless. I ain't gotta watch nothing. I ain't gotta watch nothing. You don't know me. So let's leave it at that. Because I get too upset. So I'm gonna leave it at that. What up, Badge? What up, TW, y'all? AV, what's good, man? Yeah, they whatever, man. They trying to play your boy. But listen, that's enough. Oh, I just wanted to say one thing. I did say I was gonna do a retraction from last week. And the retraction was about putting the operator's picture up. That's something I shouldn't have did. I got confused while reading the article. An anonymous person sent me the picture, and so I kind of put two and two together in my mind, thinking that it was in the actual article when it wasn't. There's no paper that showed this picture, so I shouldn't have put that picture up. At the very least, I should have at least blurred his face. I didn't do that. I was contemplating on doing that, but I ran out of time and I just put it up. So to the operator, I apologize. If you watch, I don't know if you watch the show, probably not, but that was a mistake on my part. Like we always strive not to put operators in the bad light. He put himself in that position, but I could have at least blurred his face out. But hopefully somebody sees that and gets deterred from doing something stupid in the future like that. So yeah, last week was a gem. I appreciate everybody who watched. Even the ones that were trying to cook me, I still love y'all. No love lost. You stand 10 toes down on your opinion, and that's great. That's what we about here. So salud. My coffee, my cafe. Oh God, that's good stuff. But today we got another situation, man. Another situation, and this is Transit's fault. This is Transit's fault. I can't even. I mean, I could put some blame on the union, but I don't really think it goes to them. They could do crowd control, after the fact, but this is more on MTA's shoulders because they created this culture where you're seeing now, whether you're on TikTok, whatever you add on social media, you're seeing how the riding public are posting videos that goes against the operators or anybody in MTA. And that's Transit's fault. That's Transit's fault. And what I'm gonna show you the video because this video was doing a lot of traction on our sister page, Next Bus Please. If you're not a part of that, on Facebook, Next Bus Please, go ahead and look for it, Next Bus Please, and join the group. It's really a cool group. But this video has traction. So I'm going to show it, and I'm going to let you guys watch it. If some of you guys may not have watched it, and then we could talk about it. What up, Jose? What's going on? Yeah, the Bustelo, baby. But actually this is a different coffee today. My man Rob, what up, Rob? If you're watching, you probably come on later. He got me this one. I forgot the names in the gold bag, Rob. Let me know. The gold bag coffee that you got me. Straight for PR, baby. Some good shit, bro. This shit is smooth as a motherfucker. Oh God. Yeah, but we're gonna watch. I'm gonna show you this video. Like I said, some of y'all may have seen it already if you're on Next Bus Please, but a lot of you probably haven't. And then we're gonna talk about it. Check this out. Hey, get on this side. I'm always on the wrong side. Check this out. There's the play button. Could you move? There we go. Hold on. Let me start it up. There you go. Wait, no audio? Okay. Hold on a second. Y'all not hearing that? Y'all didn't hear that? Hold on. No sound? No? What is going on? Why is there no sound? Y'all should be hearing that. Y'all should be hearing that. No. Wow. That's a violation. Hold on. At the scene. Why is there no sound? Why is there no sound? See, this is the bullshit that I have to go through. I'm hearing it here, but I'm gonna try it again. You guys let me know if you hear it, if you hear anything. You know what? Let me unplug this. Because at least you can hear it through the mic if you can't hear it. If y'all hear anything, all right? I know, Bash. It's killing me, bro. It's retarded. Like, it should be playing sound. Like, why is it not playing the sound?
Owners of New York City buses is
Can
so
y'all hear that?
annoying. I don't know why they took that law away. They need to enforce that shit again. Shut the fuck up. We're not closing
Y'all
them.
can hear that?
We're not closing them. I'm not going to hold my
Give me a
infant
thumbs up if you hear it.
on no unstable,
Hold on.
shaky, bumpy ass bus ride.
There we go.
We're not doing that.
Y'all hear that?
Bus driver don't even wait until owners of New York City buses are so annoying. I don't know why they took
Okay.
that law away. They need to
I'm gonna be
enforce that
quiet.
shit again. Shut the fuck up. We're not closing them. We're not closing them. I'm not going to hold my infant on no unstable, shaky, bumpy ass bus ride. We're not doing that. Bus driver don't even wait until you take a seat or that you secure holding on to the pole or holding on to whatever the fuck before he pull off. You'll be ready to fall. You'll be ready to fall. What the fuck do we as mothers look like holding our child on some unstable shit? And I don't even know if y'all notice. It could just be my neighborhoods or where I be traveling to. But the courtesy, especially during midday, scars. Scars. I have an 8-month-old daughter. My entire pregnancy with her, not a single person on the buses or the train stood up to give me a seat. I be seeing elderly people coming on the bus, canes. Nobody is getting up and giving these people a seat. I'm not holding my infant on no unstable ass bus. I'm not doing it. No, we're not doing it. Not to mention, they have stroller designated areas. Y'all want to come on here and say, oh, but y'all don't take them. Y'all be sitting in them. Y'all be sitting or standing smack dab in a stroller designated area. If y'all really gave a fuck about space like that, you get the fuck up. You get up. Get up and give us the stroller designated area. And if it's taken up and and all the seats are taken, I'm not holding my infant on a shaky, unstable bus ride. I'm not doing it. Now, shopping carts, I understand. I understand a little bit about the shopping carts. I understand the carts. If somebody's on a bus with a big ass shopping cart that I can fit in, and it's empty, fold the shit. Fold it. Cool. But I think a lot of people forget that strollers have a baby inside. And mind you, I'm talking about infants, okay? If your child is a toddler, take the motherfucker out and fold the stroller. Like they could stand, they could walk. Like, okay, you know. But nah. If we have infants, we're not closing up our strollers. We're not doing it. They're safer in the stroller. We almost 4 months into the new year. I primarily take buses. I have an 8-month-old daughter. I've been taking buses since she was born. The reason why I don't like carrying the stroller down the stairs, my daughter's, She 18 pounds right now as it is, and men aren't men anymore. They will literally watch me prepare to carry the stroller down the stairs. Not one person will offer to help. Not one person will even look in my direction. At least three of those buses that I took almost got into a collision with another vehicle. Because New York City drivers are crazy. New York City drivers are crazy, no cap. They don't know how to drive. They swerving in front of the bus, like literally. And as the bus driver slamming on the brakes, we moving right along with that. We moving right along with that bitch. Who's doing that with an infant in their arms? Who's dealing with that? Now, mind you, it doesn't happen like often or whatever. Like, 3 times in almost 4 months. But still, my child is safer in that stroller. In the event a collision does happen, worst case scenario, they're safer in the stroller. Nobody's thinking about that. So please, before y'all come on this app, y'all gonna do it anyway, and I'm probably gonna get backlash. I don't give a fuck. Before y'all sit there and bash us for the open stroller policy, either one, shut the fuck up, or two, get the fuck out the stroller section. And for the buses that don't got the stroller section listed, you just gonna have to deal with it. Like I'm saying, I'm speaking for the infants. I'm speaking for the infants. I said what I said. It is what it is, and I feel how I feel. That's it.
What do you guys think? You tell me what you. I already know what I, what I think about the whole situation. But honestly, I feel like that is a problem that transit created. Exactly, June. Yeah, shout out to my peoples on Facebook. I'm sorry your comments don't show up here, so I can't put them on the screen. But I'll try to read them out as much as I can. But if you want your comments to show on the screen, yo, just subscribe to the channel. Next Bus Please on YouTube. Same name, Next Bus Please. But yeah, June says nobody is obligated to help her. It's a courtesy. Correct. Correctamundo. I want to hear what else. What else, guys? I mean, especially the ones that are active right now working. What do you think about that? This is a situation that transit created. Now, I'm not going to bash the unionists. I don't like bashing the union, but they could help on this, right? They could spend some money and put out ads on the safety of carriages, but babies in carriages, or the unsafetiness of it. You know, I was told, and I don't know how true the story is, but I was told in Zariga that the reason why they were told to take, this is before they started this whole carriage program. The reason why they were asked to take the strollers and fold the strollers was because somewhere in Florida there was an accident and bus driver had to step on the brakes and the baby ended up getting crushed. That's what I was told in Zariga when I was just getting ready to start the job. That was the explanation they gave me. I can't find that video. It's probably not going to be out there, but I don't know if there's somebody up in Zariga that can. Yeah, you probably can't send it to me, but if you send it, if anonymously. I don't know how you say that, anonymous, do 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 do, anonymous, do do do. No, if somebody could, send me that video, if there's anything that shouldn't be viewed, I would blur out, But it'd be great to have that, or the union should put out, some videos or some literature, or something advertising on a bus explaining why the babies are supposed to be held. I mean, Jose says, hold on, let me put that up there. I mean, she does have a point, but that has nothing to do with operators. We operate the bus. Yeah, that's, unanimously. Thank you. I couldn't get the word out, bro. Yeah, I mean, first of all, She's upset at her own people. It's her neighborhood, right? She even said it herself. She don't know it is her neighborhood, and I kind of agree with her. There's a lot of men now that don't know anything about chivalry or being polite. I've seen it where pregnant women get on a bus and nobody gets up for her except for another woman, and I think that's a shame. We need to get back to that. If that was my mother, my sister, my daughter getting on pregnant like that, my ex, I don't care if she's my ex, someone I love, I would hope that somebody would give up a seat for her, would help her with her carriage going up the steps, something like that. But men are not doing that. I get that point, but she's not mad at us. She's mad at them. Our job has nothing really to do with that. I mean, your job has nothing to really do with that. Jose, you ain't right. You ain't right, bro. I'm putting you on blast. Jose said she probably didn't pay the fare. She probably didn't. She looked like the type that wouldn't, right? She looked like she's upset. She was quick to say, if your toddler is on a bus in a carriage, take them out. And Lord knows, I'm sorry, my Boricuas and my Latinos, but y'all be having them kids in them strollers. They be like 7, 8 years old. They be too damn big. Let them walk, you know. But yeah, you know, no. But she doesn't understand how dangerous leaving your child in a stroller on a moving bus is, and that is MTA's fault. MTA, they should put out commercials. I would hope that the union would help them. It's not the union's job, but I would hope that the union would help them in that, because that just puts stress on the operator, and you shouldn't. That shouldn't be. And when this pilot started, Brooke and Peter and I, we called it out. It's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for us. You got years of them knowing that they're not supposed to have their baby in a stroller. Now all of a sudden they got a green light to keep the baby in the stroller. Now before the pilot was even out, they were still keeping their baby in a stroller. They were arguing with keeping their baby in a stroller. And now that they got the pilot going, it's, it's, it's a wrap, you know? Yeah, there you go. Either way you slice it, the child can be severely hurt. Yes, but she doesn't see that. That's the point. That's the point. I mean, she doesn't understand that. If she seen that, if she understood that, she'd pull that baby out. You know, it's just like Cat Williams said. Let's say is 7 years old and he or she's still in the stroller. Come on, yeah, yeah. I mean, for real, they be too big, man. Get them out that stroller. Stop playing games, man. I hate to say, man, my Latino people, man, y'all be making us look bad with that one. Still in Pampers and shit. Like, come on now. My baby girl, once she was able to walk, she was walking everywhere. We only had the stroller for when she was tired. That was it. But she walked everywhere. She did not mind walking everywhere. So, all right, Big Joe says people have illnesses that you can't see. You never know. Yeah, no, I get that part, right? I actually said that to my. Oh, I said something similar to that to my accessorized driver because he was driving like a maniac, and it seemed like he was aiming for every pothole in New York City. And I told him, I said, bro, you gotta drive more careful, man. Avoid those potholes. There's some injuries you just can't see, you know. You know, he was like, yeah, sure, but I'm pretty sure that went in one ear right after the other. But yeah, I mean, they tell you that in transit. When a disabled person come on, you don't ask them what's their disability because there are disabilities that you just can't see. So yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't know. They started that program. I feel like when they started that program, that they caved into some pressure from a lot of people somewhere, and so they started the program. Now, like Big June said, if the baby is has a disability or something that we can't see, then okay, all right, so you have one or two stroller designated areas. But like she said, there's people that's in the area that ain't gonna give it up. But what are we supposed to do about that? Is it a priority? You guys gonna have to let me know because I was no longer on the job when they started the pilot. Did they make that a priority chair like a disability chair where once a disabled person comes in, you have to give up the seat, or is it just a courtesy spot? Right? I don't know because if it's a like a disability, then the operator could step in and say, "Listen, she has a stroller. We need to use that spot for the stroller so she could keep it open and strap it in or whatever." But otherwise, what is the driver supposed to do? What is the driver supposed to do in that situation? You know, but you're gonna have thousands and thousands of people that see that video if she's popular enough or share it out to where a lot of people see the video and they're going to agree with her 100%. So now these people looking at that video, when they get on the bus, they're looking at you like you're the asshole. You didn't do anything. You're just driving the bus, but now you're the asshole because, you know, you gave her hell. And so now they're going to come on the bus with their stroller and they're going to dare you to tell them something. I dare you tell me to fold up my stroller. That is a headache that was born from transit. That is a headache that was born from transit. So I will hope, and this is me asking the union. I'm not demanding anything. I'm in no position to demand anything from anybody. But I will hope that the union would address the issue, find a solution that can help the operators, and bring it up in the next shop gate or the next mass meeting. This is an issue that's gonna cause a lot of problems and a lot of headache for operators, a lot of stress that's unnecessary. Hold on. Big Jose says the job has the job has just changed drastically because back in the day, none of that shit was allowed on the bus. Yeah, because it's obstruction in the case of murder, and that's what I don't understand. Like, all right, if they have a spot on the side and it's not in the aisles, all right, that's great. But a lot of these people, they don't care. They just leave it in the aisles, and that's a fire hazard. So technically, when you have a hazard like that, you're not supposed to operate your bus, right? But if you call council, they're going to tell you keep it moving, right? I would say, you know what? I just realized something. Hold on. I would say call council and put the onus on them. My bad. I didn't even change the out. Put the onus on them, right? Let them tell you over the air, keep it moving. So now it's all for you. If anything happens, you take that. Make sure you get that council's badge number, so you can connect that directly to them, right? But yeah, call council real quick. Listen, baby's in the aisle. What you want me to do? Should I keep the bus still or should I keep it moving? They're gonna tell you keep it moving. All right. What's your badge number? And then just keep it moving. Don't sweat it too much. And just be careful, a little more careful when you drive. Big June says she's ratchet. You can tell. Yeah, you sure can. Usually a person not taking their baby out says they're coming back to pay. That's a good point. That is a good point. A lot of times they'll situate the baby real quick and then they'll come up to pay the fare, right? And then what happens when they go back to it? Do they take the baby out? Do they no? Most of the time they don't care. They just sit down because they ain't trying to do all that, right? And that's where the problem comes in. But again, if you agree with me, let me know. Thumbs up. Is this a transit problem? Did transit create this? They don't pay, exactly. Transit created this culture, but there's a lot of other videos now that they feel emboldened to do that goes against operators. I don't really see too much down below in the stations, right? I might see one or two things, and not as much as I see against operators. It's like the world is against the operators. There are some that go against token booths or what they call them, customer service agents now, or cleaners. But very rare you see that. You mostly see these videos that go against operators. What up, Paula? What's good? How you doing today, mommy? Got some cafe. Hey, do me a favor. Can you ask Rob what's the name of the gold brand coffee he got me? That's the one I'm drinking right now. It's so good. It's so good. I took a sip for you, Paula. Oh God. So yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous how they doing this. Exactly. It's an MTA problem, but as usual, you guys get the brunt of it. It falls onto you. Like I keep saying, you guys represent the company. You're the first person they see. So whatever they feeling, they're gonna take it out on you guys. Hopefully, you let the uniform absorb the blow. Don't take it personal. They don't know you personally. I'm gonna keep saying that until somebody gets it, and just tries to maintain professionalism throughout the process. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I know I can sit here behind this mic all I want and say maintain your professionalism. I get it. I've done it. Like I said, I've been assaulted and I didn't leave the seat. As angry as I was, I mean, still today thinking about it, I didn't leave the seat. I did everything in the book, but I was very angry. It took me about an hour to calm down, and then I just went back to work. I could have took 2 years off. I was assaulted. I had to fill out the IOD and everything. It was just spit, but spit gets in your mentality more than your physical. It's no physical damage. It's just a mental thing, and that's much stronger than physical to me. So yeah, I think she played herself. I think she's more angry at her neighborhood where she rides the bus. The people in her neighborhood that don't look out for her, that don't care that she's having an infant or anything like that. It could be also, like June said, she's ratchet. If she conducted herself a little bit differently, maybe you might catch a man or two who might be willing to, give up the seat, make sure she's okay. But when you come off a certain way, especially when you ratchet like that, ain't nobody trying to bother with you. They'll leave you alone. Like nobody wants to be a part of that. Nobody wants to get involved in that because sometimes you know, sometimes you do try to help them and they curse you out either way, right? It's like what the hell? I'm trying to help you out and you, fuck, man, I don't need nobody help. You fucking talk, man. You're like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even bother. And so a lot of people don't. But again, this is something that transit created. Now I'm hoping, again, I'm not demanding anything. I can't demand anything from anybody, let alone the union. But I'm hoping the union could address this issue with you guys and try to find some kind of solution to help alleviate some of that that's coming your guys' way. Or some kind of training, something to lessen the blow because it's just growing. It's growing. Everywhere you go now, you see more and more videos of people attacking the MTA bus drivers. Again, I'm saying bus drivers because I don't see too many videos with them attacking any other any other department in transit. You know, it used to be where they would complain about token booth clerks having attitudes. You don't even see that no more because a lot of them are courtesy people now. So, you know, it just doesn't happen like that. But there are some out there. It's just not as many as the ones that are geared towards bus operators. So it's not that I'm in favor because I am biased towards bus operators, but no, it's because that's what you see out there most of the time. And then you have operators who go on social media and they talk trash about the public. That doesn't help our case. That doesn't help operators' case when you have operators going on social media and talking trash about the public. Now, I granted that a lot of the times they do have a point on what they're talking about, but that's not the way to go about it. You don't insult the public. You're just making it harder for your fellow operators to just do their job, you know, because everybody now becomes a target once they see those videos. They think that all operators feel the same way, even though a lot of occasions what they're saying has valid points, but going out there and insulting them doesn't help operators. You want to do a PSA about what you should do versus what you shouldn't do. You can just make it a polite way. Just do a polite way of doing it. But operators are fed up too. You know, they're fed up, and so they go on to social media and they put these posts out. You try to warn them not to do that while they're in uniform or where they could have their bus numbers on the screen because they're going to pull you in the office. They're going to pull you in the office because you're not supposed to do that. They even have bulletins, that you're supposed to have read that tell you exactly how to use social media or not to use social media. So it's a you can't win either way, right? It's like you can't win. Just go to work and drive your bus, get from point A to point B safely, and then go home, right? But again, I will hope that the union would do something to help operators in that kind of a situation. Find a way to alleviate some of that pressure that they're feeling from the public. Some of y'all ain't feeling no kind of pressure. Like you don't give a fuck, and I'm okay with that, you know. But there's some who just want to get their job done, but they feeling it every day because the public is against them. It's not easy driving a bus. It's not easy working in the public sector. Otherwise, everybody would do it. So let's mm, okay, let's check. Let me see what Jose's saying. There's another issue because, correct me if I'm wrong, when a transit worker is assaulted, you can take limited time off. You could take up to 2 years off. If it hasn't changed, you get 2 years off paid. That's if you choose to. That's the maximum. I chose not to because I mean, that's because somebody spit on me. I don't need 2 years for that. I only needed an hour to calm the hell down, and then I just went back to work. I should have took the 2 years and just chilled at home, right? But I'm not that type of person. That would have felt like just robbing the system, gaming the system, and I'm not. I've never been about that. So, to my detriment, I just went right back to work. It just took me an hour, and I collected some overtime after that too because, hey, they called me up, say you got some OT. I say sure, I'll do it. But yeah, you get up to 2 years. You guys can correct me if it changed or I'm completely wrong. I don't think so though. I believe it's 2 years. But yeah, honestly, she's more mad at herself than she is at the operator. She was gearing a lot of that stuff to the operator when operators have nothing to do with that whatsoever. You come in, strap that stroller. What up, Joe? Joe, 2 years, injury on the job, assaulted, right? Did that change? Or is it still 2 years? I believe it's still 2 years. I don't see why it would change. Unless they want to give y'all more, which I would be okay with. But yeah, she's more upset at herself and the people that she rides with than the operator. Operator has nothing to do with that. So yeah, what can you do? I just wanted to show you guys that because I felt it was important. No, what is it? No, it's not 2 years, or what is it? When you get assaulted, what is it? Hold on, I'm talking to Joe on Facebook, guys. I really wish y'all on Facebook would come over to YouTube. That way I can post your you Joe, talking to you. Joe, do I have to call out your whole government, Martinez? If an operator gets assaulted, are they able to take 2 years off? Injury on the job, IOD. Hurry up before I switch the subject, because I'm about to move on. I know you're feeling. Yeah, see? 2 years. There you go, Jose. Confirmed 2 years. Assault gets 2 years. On 2 years paid. I don't know if it's full pay, but they get paid 2 years. So yeah, with that, you guys can discuss that about what it is that she appreciate. Yep, you got it, man. Um, you guys can discuss whether she's mad at the operator or more. I think she's more mad at the um the people that she rides with than the operator. Yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't do. It's a rainy day, y'all. So it's just not a good day for me. So what I'm gonna do right now is thank you, appreciate it. Guys, y'all on YouTube, man. I mean Facebook, man. Come on over to YouTube, man. It's a better world over here. Get your comments on the screen and everything. I appreciate y'all though. That's why I put it over there, because some of y'all are not on YouTube yet. But yeah, so listen, you got this other damn, that show's almost over. Yo, y'all are amazing. But I want to talk about this before we leave. We still got some time, right? And that's the fact that this is happening, and it's actually making headlines now. I will link the article in the subscription description for when I'm done, like I always do. But you see this, the union alleges MTA buses operated with red line mechanical problems. This is not a new issue. This is something we have spoken about before. Maybe not a lot. It's maybe like once before. But the union has spotted that some of these buses are going out with red line mechanical. That means that there's a problem on the bus that should be fixed. It should not be in service. Right? Let me this is the caption. I'm gonna read the caption with you guys real quick. It says here, transit union raises concern about hold on. Hold on. I'm moving too fast. There we go. Just lost. Okay. Transit union. There we go. Transit union raises concerns about New York City bus maintenance and safety. Transit Workers Union Local 100 says some Metropolitan Transportation Authority buses in New York City may have been sent into service despite maintenance concerns, including worn brake pads. The MTA says buses with safety issues are not put into service and that it follows established safety guidelines. So one is saying this, the other one's saying that. Which one you believe is up to you. But that's a scary situation going on. This I have excuse me. This I have the article. I'm gonna pull up the article. We can read it together, guys, because it's important, and I kind of feel like um, operators should be aware of what's happening here, and There we go. Add the scene. Can I put it on this one? Add that to the scene. There we go. Amy, hold on. So you guys can read along with me. I think operators should be aware of this. That way, if when you're doing your pre-trip or post-trip, these things could be caught. I'm not necessarily. I don't think the brake pads itself can be caught. That's something you'll have to feel while you're driving. But if you feel something odd, yeah, pull the bus over, call it in, get maintenance on it right away. There's a short video. I guess we could watch that. Let's watch that real quick. This is from Fox News. But okay, we're not all perfect.
Well, Transit Union is sounding the alarm about New York City buses.
They say that many of the vehicles are behind on critical maintenance, so much so that rider safety might even be at risk. Fox 8's Arthur Chian has more.
MTA buses are an integral part of what keeps our city moving. As if we needed a reminder of how integral, we saw it during the recent snowstorms when they kept on rolling despite the blizzard. After taking a beating in those conditions, the transit union says a number of buses developed mechanical problems that are flagged, a process they call redlining. But the union says the buses were sent out anyway.
Whenever they redline a bus, there's a mechanical failure or a maintenance issue that needs to be addressed. But in their zeal to get the buses on the road, they say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe it's not really what it is, and let's just put it out and see what happens.
Fox 5 caught up with the president of TWU Local 100 at the Gun Hill Road Depot in the Bronx, where the union says more than 20 buses were sent out with dangerously thin brake pad readings. We asked to actually see the problem, and the union showed us 2 brake pads. The one on the right has the proper padding. The one on the left is worn down to the metal. Transit workers tell us why they're worried.
When you actually hit that brake, you want that bus to stop, because God forbid you have a person walking in front of your bus, you'll kill a person. And if you hit a car, compare a bus to a car, and if that bus is going 20 miles an hour, the rear bump is going to be in the front seat.
In a statement to Fox 5, the MTA says if a bus has a safety issue, it is not put into service, saying the agency follows long-established guidelines. But the union maintains 23 buses were put out on the road despite redlining until they recently testified at an MTA meeting raising the red flag.
Out of the 23, the union brought back 23 of them. 21 of them had brake defects.
The union says after that testimony, the buses were yanked.
The transit union tells us right now the MTA is 10% short when it comes to bus mechanics, and they say that's because of the opening salary that they're offering that's attractive. They say it's because it's below market rate than if the mechanic worked for, say, a dealership. And they say it used to take 3 years to get back to market rate in these jobs, but now it's taking 5 years or more.
We've sounded the alarm many times. We've asked for HR to keep hiring up. They say they're hiring, but they're not hiring at the rate that people are leaving.
In the Gun Hill Road section of the Bronx, Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
So yeah, I got you, Jose. Yep, that may be true. Says I'm sorry to say this with all respect. The issue has been going on for years. It's now being it's contract time that the union wants to address it. Yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. But, I agree with that 100%. That could be the motivating factor here. Since each garage has a union safety officer that should be directly on the same page as maintenance, their review should be submitted to the rep. Yeah, but are they doing that? Right, and then if that's the case, then how are these buses squeezing through the cracks? Right, how are they falling through the cracks? I don't see, as far as brakes concerned, how an operator could be a part of that. I mean, unless he's gonna pull the wheel off and look at the actual brake pad itself, I don't see an operator have anything to do with it. But other things that the operator can inspect during their post or pre-trip inspection, that if it doesn't look right, it doesn't go out, right? But again, yeah. Look, what up, Rob? Rob, What's the name of that coffee in the gold bag? That's the one I'm looking for. I need the name of that one. That's what I'm drinking right now, my man. So good. But yeah, the union, whether the union's doing it just because it's contract time or not, the issue needs to be done. It's still an important issue, and if that's their motivation, shame on them. But it needs to be addressed, right? Those buses, especially the red line buses, should not be going out. Like he said, let's put it out there and see what happens. What the fuck is that? What's going to happen is people are going to get injured, if not worse, right? You want that to happen before you say, hey, let's pull a bus? No. You're supposed to be preventing that stuff, not just letting it happen. And that's, I don't know who to blame for that. Like, the bus is going out, so it slips through a whole bunch of safety checks. You know, the guardrails. Where are the guardrails to stop something like that from happening? Wait, what happened? Aaron, you said something, but I don't see it yet. I guess it takes a second to pop up. But yeah, like I said, where are the guardrails to prevent that from happening? You can't send out buses like that. And if, like I said, if the union is only doing that, when I'm not saying they are, or I'm not saying they are, if the union is only doing this because it's contract time, then shame on them. Shame on them. At the same time, address the issue, but don't just leave it there. And this is where I need you operators to chime in. This is where I need your operators to come in. You guys have to hold their feet to the fire, right? You go to, if there's a designated safety officer at your depot, check with them. Talk to them about it. You don't have to be rude. Just ask them, listen, everything on this bus, these buses checked out when the last time they had their brake checks. Ask questions. You don't have to be rude. Just ask questions. Yeah, you have to do a pre-check. Yeah. But doing a pre-check, I mean, have you ever done a pre-check where you spotted a brake problem? No, that's something you'll find out while driving, right? There was one time when I was pulling out of the depot, and when I was going up the hill down the cemetery, by Gleason, there's this long cemetery, and I was driving on the cemetery. There was a bus in front of me, and I noticed that the back of the bus was tilted, so the bus was driving at an angle, right? And I called it in. I'm behind the bus. I think maintenance was actually driving it at that particular point. I don't know if it was in service or not, but the bus was off track. So I called it in while I was driving. I said, hey, listen, I'm behind this bus number, blah, 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 blah. It's heading this way, and it's driving crooked. The bus is linked in an angle, but going straight. I said, I don't know. I don't think that's, I'm no mechanic, but I don't think that's the way the bus is supposed to be driving. So I called it in. Now, I don't know what happened to it, but I called it in. That's what I can do, right? I don't know if I probably saved some lives, maybe. I don't know. But that looked off, right? Dog walking. That's what that's called? Dog walking? Okay, now we know. Hey, when you see a bus traveling straight, but it's on an angle like that, and it's still going straight, you call it dog walking. See, learn something new every day. If you see a bus dog walking, call it in. Because chances are the operator doesn't realize that his bus is crooked. I would think you could see that if you look in the back, but probably not. You probably don't even realize. But yeah, I mean, that's the situation. But redlining, why are these buses going out? Again, who dropped the ball here? Who do we blame? Who do we get on for that? Well, either way, that's dangerous for operators to operate buses that are redline. I'm pretty sure a lot of these operators do not even know that their buses had been redlined, and they just taking it out into service. Can you imagine that? driving and then your brake pad just stops and you have stops working and you have a full bus. That's gotta be horrifying. Yeah, I drove the bus one time and power steering went out. I gotta give a shout out to the old school bus operators that came before my time, before there was power steering, because I had to drive that bus half a block after the power steering went out. It just blew on me. I just heard a loud pop, and my God, that had to be the worst workout I ever had in my life. And me, with my dumb ass, they said pull it in. I pulled that bitch in. I should have never pulled that bus in. But I wasn't too far from the depot. I know I'm making excuses. I wasn't too far from the depot, so I just brought it in. I should have left that shit parked on Fifth Avenue and let them come pick that shit up, because holy shit, making a turn just to pull into the bus stop was. What up, Jose? Appreciate you joining. Making a turn into the bus stop without that power steering, my God, I was like, "Arr, arr, arr." I had to put everything into it. And then, mind you, I pulled it into the depot, so I was making that turn coming down Third Avenue, and then making a turn to go up 39th Street, then making a turn on Fifth Avenue, then making a turn up the side. Yo, I was done. I was spent by the time I got, and I think I was like at 50th Street or 55th Street. I wasn't too far from the depot, but I was spent. But yeah, I should have never drove that bus like that without power steering. I mean, I emptied everybody. It was just me and the bus, but that's the risk I should have never took. But I took it. I was dumb. What can I tell you? The mileage should be monitored. Okay, the mileage for brake life is established on the brakes that are purchased for cars. Brake mileage should be monitored. So, Jay, does that mean that they have access to those numbers that they can give you if you ask them? Like, you go up to them and say, "Listen, what's the mileage on the brakes of this bus, and how far do we have before the lifespan is done?" Is that something that they can ask the safety specialist? What up, Big Hot? What's going on, my brother? Appreciate you watching. Yeah, jump over to YouTube, man. Subscribe to YouTube. That way I can see your comments and stuff. On Facebook, I can't see them. I gotta read them out. Yeah, so, yeah, like I said, is that something that they can ask? I think buses with no power stick will move smoothly while it's slightly remote. It can move smoother, but I'm gonna tell you, boy, that bitch was hard to turn. I'm telling you, man. I had my back and everything the next day was sore. And I used to go when I was at the depot, I was a gym rat. I was always trying to show up raw. I was always trying to show them up. He used to come out that depot sweating and glistening, all shiny and bulked up. You know, I like, get out of here with that shit, man. That was my man. See, he says, when you step on the brakes and it takes long for the bus to stop, it's called long brake. Right, I get that. And it's marked red on the OBC card, which means, yeah, stop operating the bus and call it in. So there's stuff on the OBC card. For those that don't know, that's a card that we carry on a bus that lists any kind of defects or problems that might be on the bus. And there's a space for you to actually write out anything that might not be there, that you leave on the bus, so that when maintenance comes, they grab that and they know what to look for when shit's not working right. So we have to carry that on the bus with us, along with our trip sheets and stuff, right? So if it's red on an OVCR card, then it's important. Then that means you have to check it, and if you check it, stop operating that bus. It no longer should be in service. So if you don't know that, now you know. Appreciate that, Pete. And they should have a log. They have a log for, okay, fluid changes. Right, okay, so I guess they should. But I again, like the you guys that are active, have a conversation with your safety person for your depot or your wherever tools you're at, right? And we got to get together. The culture has to change. We have to start looking out for each other and looking out for yourselves because this is a safety issue for you guys, and so you should be on it. Don't wait till an election year to bring this up. This is a problem every day, so make sure you handle it every day. Man, this hour goes by fast, y'all. I appreciate you guys watching. It's time for me to go. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe over there. Next bus, please. While you're here, there is a, let me move this. Get out of here. Yes. You see the QR code right there. If you can scan it right now and just hit the subscribe and the bells to keep you alerted every time I go live or post something up new. I appreciate you guys. This hour went by so fast, God. And does a union educate the safety officers? That is a good question. Rob, if you're still watching, you can answer that in the comments. But I got to go. Raw is on and I got to cook. But listen, it's a great show. You guys, I appreciate you guys watching and interacting with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here. And that is something that I will always appreciate. Until next week, nope, not that one. I see you guys next week. Until next week, I'll see you next week. Later, guys. Appreciate you watching. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. One.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.